This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto, and how about them Blue Jays? Also, how about me? Because every single game I went to, the last 4 games, they've won. So, again, Jays fans, you're welcome. Our boys in blue came through in game 162, down to the wire, and clinched their first division title in a decade last night, earning them a bye to the ALDS. Their 94 wins are the most in a season by Toronto since 1993, when they won their second consecutive World Series. Alejandro Kirk led the way in a 13-4 rout of Tampa, cranking out a pair of bombs, including a grand slam in the first inning. He became just the second player to ever drive in 6 runs on the same day his team clinched a division or league title, joining Robinson Cano of the 2012 Yankees. And the Jays will now wait for the winner of what should be an epic wildcard series between the rival Red Sox and Yanks. Regardless of who wins that series, it'll be the first time the Jays have played one of their longtime division rivals in a playoff series in franchise history. And it's the first time in the 5-year history of the wildcard series that there will be multiple divisional matchups in the opening round. In the previous 4 years, there were only 2 instances of divisional wildcard series matchups, when the Jays were infamously swept by the Rays in 2020 and when the Phillies swept the Marlins in 2023. Tampa went on to lose the World Series that year, while Philly lost in 7 games of the NLCS to Arizona 2 years ago. And Toronto could use the rest, as injured players like Bo Bichette, Chris Bassett, and Jose Barrios continue to recover in hopes of returning for postseason action. And Vegas seems to like the Jays' chances too, as our friends at FanDuel have them entering the playoffs, the 4th shortest odds to win the World Series. This year's playoff field averaged just over 91 wins, the fewest in a full season since 1959. So the door is wide open for anyone to win the Fall Classic. And yes, of course, Jays fans, worry not. Your girl purchased tickets to every single home game. So let's take it the distance, eh? And then there were 2. That's right, only 2 undefeated teams remain after almost 4 full weeks of the NFL season. Not only would the Bills and Eagles make a dream Super Bowl matchup for DSC producers Chris Hine and Brown Sugar, well, can I call him Brown Sugar on the show? We'll see what happens. But it's getting hard to deny that they're easily the best 2 teams in the league right now. Let's start with Buffalo, who survived a bit of an early scare from Spencer Rattler and the Saints before pulling away with a 31-19 win. They scored at least 30 points in their first 4 games of the season, for just the 3rd time in franchise history. And their 14 consecutive regular season home wins is their second longest home win streak ever. They won 15 straight between 1990 and 91. Meanwhile, the defending champs kept rolling in Tampa, winning the first matchup between 3-0 teams since 2021. The Eagles have now won 20 of their last 21 games, including the playoffs, joining the Chiefs as the only team to do so in the last decade. A week after their stunning win over LA in a blocked field goal kick 6, Canadian Sidney Brown returned a blocked punt for a TD, making Philly the first team to turn the trick in consecutive weeks since the Bills 35 years ago. Philly has also scored a TD in all 11 of their drives that have reached the red zone this year. That's tied with the 2018 Chiefs for the second longest streak to start the season over the last 45 years. And Week 4 wraps up tonight with a pair of games on Monday Night Football, beginning with the Jets and Dolphins desperately trying to pick up their first win of the season, while Jake Browning leads the Bengals into Denver, as Cincy looks to bounce back from a 48-10 loss to Minnie. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown of 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on TSN. Alright friends, the NHL season is just around the corner, and over the weekend a bunch of teams made deals to solidify their opening rosters. First off, veteran defenseman Cam Fowler is staying in St. Louis, landing a 3-year deal worth $6.1 million annually. Fowler was a huge part of the Blues' turnaround last year, scoring 9 goals and 36 points in 51 games after arriving in St. Louis, and added another 10 points in their epic 7-game series versus the Jets. Meanwhile, Fowler's old team in Anaheim locked up one of their cornerstones, Mason McTavish. The 21-year-old center signed a 6-year extension, ending what had become a pretty stressful negotiation for Ducks fans. Reports surfaced that McTavish wasn't at Ducks camp, instead skating with the 67s in his hometown of Ottawa. But they can relax now because McTavish is locked up long-term. North of the border, the Toronto Maple Leafs made headlines by signing goalie Anthony Stolarz to a 4-year contract at just $3.7 million annually. That's tidy business for a netminder who had a career year in his first season with Toronto. Stolarz was clearly one to stay long-term, and by giving him that security, the Leafs likely got him at a better price. Toronto will need him right out of the gate too, with Joseph Wall away from the team for personal family matters and no timeline for his return. But once Wall is back, Toronto should have one of the best goalie tandems in the league, and they're locked in for 2028 for just a combined cap hit of $7.42 million. The biggest takeaway from all of this is that the NHL is back, baby, just 1 more week of preseason and then it's goal time. And if you need your hockey fix in the meantime, viewers in the Habs and Sens region can watch them squaring off tomorrow night at 7 Eastern in Atlantic on TSN 2 and TSN 5. Time now for our favorite segment and yours, that we love sports today.
Why we love sports today.
Now, earlier in the show, we broke down the AL playoff matchups, but the battle for the final NL wildcard spot was arguably the most thrilling out of all the action in Game 162. The Reds and Mets finished with identical 83-79 records, but Cincy clinched the last playoff spot because of their 4-2 head-to-head record with New York this season. However, the Reds didn't make it easy on themselves. After losing their final game of the season to the big league best Brewers, they needed some help from the Marlins to beat the Mets to secure their spot, which they got, and the party was on. Okay, we're taking the shoes off. Yes, I don't know what this dance is called. It seems like a hybrid of, oh, okay, yeah, a hybrid of a few things. There's like a little line dance move in there. Oh, we got a bird action. Okay, and a touchdown action. I think he's covered it all. Meanwhile, the Marlins took a lot of satisfaction in eliminating their division rivals, even commemorating this moment with a team picture after the game, which did not sit well with the Mets broadcast.
I'm watching the Marlins. They just took a team picture in front of their dugout like they're going to the postseason.
Oh, this was their World Series. They took 2 out of 3, knocked the Mets out of the postseason. We saw the Reds celebrating in Milwaukee.
Poor Keith Hernandez, man. Look at his face. And you can understand why Mets fans would be salty. As recently as mid-June, the Mets had the best record in baseball, but they went an atrocious 38-55 the rest of the way and found themselves on the outside looking in. And maybe Miami sallied a little too hard for a team that finished 4 games under 500. But when you see the emotion from journeymen like Tyler Phillips, how do you not get romantic about baseball?
We're to end it with Tyler, your message to the fan.
I'm sorry, I was getting emotional. Yeah.
Why is that?
I got over here, 10 years in the minor leagues. Pitch for my dream team. Come over here. It's tough. I don't know. It's. I come over here, didn't know what to expect, and these guys gave me one of the best seasons I could ever have.
Javi just said he describes this team as a family. How would you describe it?
That's exactly what it is. I got my family at home, pitch for them all the time. I talk about it, but I'm pitching for these guys too, and it means the world.
Before we let you go, Tyler, what's your message to the fans?
Come out next year. It's a lot of fun.
Appreciate you. You're a lot of fun to watch.
Go fish.
I mean, I get it. Like, it's really sweet and everything, but they didn't make the postseason. Like, Daddy, chill. That's it for today. We'll see you, Rick and Molly 3 Eastern. No Pacific. Have a good one.